Hi, I'm Richard Cleveland from Earth School again, and today we're at this beautiful pond which is being maintained by, I'm sure, a pretty good sized family of beavers up here in the watershed right on the North and South Carolina border. This is a plant of interest. This is Boneset, Eupatorium perfoliatum, and it's one of the most powerful folk remedies for cold and flu, and I use this every single year for my homemade folk cold and flu remedy, basically, which I affectionately call whip-ass. I'll tell you what's in that on some other video. And it's named Boneset, B-O-N-E-S-E-T. Got its name apparently back in the 18th and 19th century when most farmhouses more than likely had this drying from the rafters in their kitchen. Was drank sometimes as a tea in order to help speed up the healing of fractures and broken bones. I don't know if that's true or not, but as it said, that's where it's got its name from. Perfoliatum is a term given to this particular leaf structure because the stem, if you look very closely, the stem appears to be coming through the center of these opposite leaves, when in fact it gives that illusion, but they're two separate leaves, and as the plant grows, they fuse together here at the base. This plant has no petiole or leaf stem whatsoever. Now this one here to my left, this one's starting to, has produced some buds which will turn into very pretty white flowers. At this stage they can be collected and dried and used like it is, but it's probably better if you collect them probably right before the flowers open up or when they're still very immature. So the upper part of this plant is what's collected, and I generally just come down to where it starts or keeps looking good, and I'll clip it off there. When you get to the lower leaves of this plant, the leaves tend to get a little bit ratty looking, and so there's really no need to take those. This patch here I've been collecting from now for probably about 5 or 6 years, and it's getting bigger. You know, once again, we still have that kind of rule of never collect more than 20 to 25% of what's available, and so I follow that very strictly. And as a result, it seems that this plant here is flourishing. 5 years ago, there were maybe 10, 12 plants here, and now there's at least 50 or 60. So, you know, case in point, you can provide for your needs and still leave plenty for others and improve the habitat by doing so. Well, look what we have here. And here in western North Carolina, in this last couple weeks, actually all year, we've had an exorbitant amount of rain, and I'm sitting right next to golden chanterelles, which are quite edible. Pretty easy to identify, though I recommend that you make sure you need to know what you're doing with this. These are absolutely beautiful. I'm going to take this guy here and just kind of take a good look at it. This is a beautiful wild mushroom. I'm not sure how much they cost in the store, but you know, we've collected probably about 10 pounds today without even trying very hard. We're picking and choosing the really good ones. The under part of this mushroom has kind of gills, but I kind of look at them more like they're ridges. And instead of running parallel to each other, they tend to cross over and form a lot of asymmetrical shapes. Plus, as they grow, they kind of come up and have this funnel type of look to them. But once again, 100% identification is mandatory when you're dealing with mushrooms. These are Chanterelles sabarius mushrooms, golden chanterelles. And we're going to go ahead and collect a few more of these for our bag as we continue on our journey today. Hey, we were on the trail after our little foraging expedition for some boneset, and we also got some chanterelles, some golden chanterelles. And in the trail here was this dragonfly, and he landed on me once before, and then he came and landed on the ground, and I just kind of slid my fingers under him, and he flew up on my hand for a second, and then he flew up on my arm. It's amazing, you know, what our true relationship with nature is, if only we'd slow down and be gentle. I think it's all about vibration, really. You know, it's just a beautiful thing. I feel honored to be wearing this badge, so to speak. He did have a little damaged wing I just saw too, but he just flew off. He's laying back on the ground now, so you never know what you're going to find when you go outside. The important part is to just get outside. Get outside and enjoy nature and wallow in it and love it because it loves you too.